The Format Painter will take whatever text that you have the cursor flashing in, the format that's applied to that, and brush it over, well, whatever text you want to apply it to. And the Format Painter can be found either in the mini formatting toolbar that you can right-click, and it's right there, Format Painter. And there's the shortcut keys, which are always fun. Or you can come up here on the Home tab in the Clipboard group, and there it is again, Format Painter. And it gives you the steps on how to copy the format that you have applied to your text up here, in this case, to some other text. So what you can do, just make sure that the cursor is flashing anywhere within the text that has the formatting that you want to copy, and then go ahead and select the Format Painter brush. And what that does is when you select it, it copies that formatting. So you can right-click and bring up the mini formatting toolbar and click on Format Painter, and you can see now it's highlighted. You can see up here in the clipboard it's highlighted as well. And then just come down here and you can see when you hover over the document, you get the I-beam with that little brush next to it. That means you're in paint mode. So when you click and drag, let me pull it back and let go. Hey, that was fancy. Now once I completed the paint job, notice that the paintbrush has disappeared. What if I have many jobs to do? I don't want to come back up here or to any one of these. And right-click again and select the Format Painter and then go down to the next one, then Paint. That's too many clicks here. If you want to get out of the paintbrush mode, you can either come up here and deselect it or hit the Escape key on the keyboard, and that works as well. Instead, go ahead and put the cursor within the text that you want to copy the formatting from, and then come up here and double-click really fast on the Format Painter. When you double-click really fast, it's in permanent mode. So you can click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. I mean, I'm going crazy. So let's go ahead, before I do too much damage, hit the Escape key on the keyboard, and then hit Undo. So there's a shortcut for you. Now, having said that, here's another shortcut that you may find useful. Remember how I talked about the F4 key to copy the most recent formatting? That can also copy, when used appropriately, all the formatting. Now, how does that work? Well, for example, let me just select a word here. If I come up here and I click on A, it applies the color red. And if I do bold and italics, and then I come over here and double click this word and I hit the F4 key on the keyboard, of the three formats that I applied to this text, the most recent one was the italics, so it applied to the word right. If I want to be able to take all three formats, when I hit the F4 key to apply it to another word, you can't do it here on the ribbon. You have to do it behind the scenes or in the expandable dialog box. So go ahead and click on the expandable box for the font group, and all the changes you make here, it will remember it like it was done all at once when you hit the F4 key on the keyboard or come up here and click on the repeat button. So if I change the font color and do something green, bold, and let's make it really ridiculous, 20. Okay, that's not too ridiculous, but we do a strike through right there. We do underline. Okay, you get the idea. I'm doing all my formatting within the window here and not up here on the ribbon. So when I click Okie dokie and it's been applied, and I'm like, I want to quickly apply that to some other text after I select it, hit the F4 key on the keyboard and it remembers everything that you did within that font window. So the F4 key or the repeat up here on the Quick Access toolbar, let me select the word here and click on Repeat the Font Formatting, is all applied if I do it again within that window and not up here. You could say out in the open where Word can see you clearly what you're doing, and just go to the most recent one that you've applied. Let me go ahead and hit undo because now we want to clean this up just a bit. And of course, if you want to clear out the formatting that's been applied and you don't have the undo button available because you closed out of the document, hence you ended the session, with the text selected, well, let me hit undo one more time. Let's do something that has a lot of formats applied to it, or formatting, like the Step 2 physically. To clear that off, just come up here on the Home tab to the font group, and there it is, clear all formatting. And we're back to where we started. You can also highlight the text as you would with like a document or a book, that you get out the yellow highlighter and you highlight certain parts or keywords or phrases. To do that, just come up here on the Home tab in the font group and there's your highlighter. The default is yellow, so if you want to go ahead and click on it, notice that your I-beam has a pen in it to let you know that when you click and drag, it highlights it. And the highlighter will always stay up until you either hit the Escape key on the keyboard, let me click and drag and highlight some more, or deselect it. You also have different colors if you click on the drop down arrow and you want to do something else that's really annoying. if I want to annoy you in this training video and hurt your eyes, I'd probably choose bright green. And then click and drag and go, oh, that's kind of annoying. In any case, let's go ahead and hit the escape key, and if I need to de-highlight this or unhighlight it, and I no longer have the undo option, then just select the text that has the highlighting to it, and in the mini formatting toolbar, you get the highlighter there. You can click on the drop down arrow and say no color, and we're back to where we started. Now one more thing that I want to jump ahead a little bit. We'll cover some of it in a later training video, but I think you'll get my point here if I just mention it here, that when you, let me come up here on the Home tab to the paragraph group and turn on my codes, that you can see that Read More is a paragraph and also Visit Us. If I go ahead and I select both of those and I say OK, in the mini formatting toolbar, I want them numbered, and it numbers them 1, 2, and the paragraph code is in bold. It also bolds the number 1. So let me turn off the codes. If you're looking at this going, hey, I don't want the number 1 to be bold. That's so annoying. How do I unbold it? Well, the text here isn't bold. What's going on? Be sure to turn on your codes here. When you turn it on, notice that which one of these is not like the other. This one is bold. I don't know if you can really tell the difference, but it is larger. In fact, if you click and drag to select it, you can see in the mini formatting toolbar that the B is highlighted, as opposed to this paragraph, the B is not highlighted. So if you click at the end and hit enter, it's going to bold the next one, and without the codes being revealed, you're probably going, no, we just need to be edumacated. And so to educate ourselves, let's turn on the codes and learn how to select the paragraph code and deselect that. And now this one right here, and deselect the B for bold. Hey, and we turn it off. We no longer see bold for the numbers here. Cool.